If you've been suffering from a lot of negative self-talk, like anytime you want to go and do something, you stop yourself and say, who am I to be doing this? Or why am I doing it that way? That makes no sense. Or maybe you find yourself calling yourself names for no reason, or perhaps you find yourself judging others for no reason or blaming others for no reason. You can see how this is limiting your inner peace and happiness. And maybe it's affecting your health as it did with me, because you don't find yourself worthy of the time that it takes to do things that are important for you. You can see how ending this cycle of negative self-talk would make such a profound difference in the quality of your life. And to help you with this, I've developed a simple 5-step framework based on my own experience, as well as my experience successfully helping others change their self-talk patterns. And I'm going to share that with you in this video. Welcome to Let's Talk Self-Talk. I'm your guide, Heather Thatcher, and I am so grateful that you're here. As a critical care registered nurse for almost a decade and a Reiki master teacher, I realized that even though people came into the hospital with physical conditions, many of those were a manifestation of what was going on from within. So it's my goal for this channel to help you reprogram your negative self-talk, to completely support your well-being, and to help you become the person you are meant to be. Struggling with negative self-talk is something that I think we all understand. We all say things to ourselves sometimes that we wouldn't dream of saying to another human being. True, sometimes self-talk shows up as that negative inner critic that's beating us down, but sometimes our self-talk is a little bit more subtle, and it just keeps us stuck in the same patterns, unable to break free. And the worst part is, sometimes we don't even know that we're stuck. I've always been a really quiet, contemplative person, and even as a child, notes from my teachers would be that I don't say much in class, I barely raise my hand, I don't ask questions, they don't know if I need more help, and I kind of coasted through elementary school math just by memorizing the answers rather than actually understanding what was happening. I was too scared to ask questions. And this caused a big problem when I hit junior high math and we started talking about algebra, and I had no freaking clue what was going on. So all of my self-talk at that time wasn't the typical hyper-critical negative self-talk that we expect. What I was saying to myself was keeping me stuck in this pattern of shyness, this fear of asking the wrong question, and then maybe being laughed at, which actually happened a few times in my younger years and really cemented this negative core belief. And then I also had this inner knowledge, this knowing that what I had to say wasn't as valuable as what other people had to say. So I became an excellent listener. I've been developing my listening skills since I was 5, and although I am very grateful, I'm very grateful for this strong ability to listen to others and hear what's not being said, it wasn't always as in balance as it is right now. In fact, in high school and university, this pattern of mine, fueled by the self-talk that I was a good listener, but not really good at knowing what to say, and all of that set me up for some really toxic friendships. The energy that we create inside is what we attract in our lives. And so my inner space was telling itself that people like you when you're quiet and listen, that you don't really know what to say and don't communicate well, you put your foot in your mouth all the time, and you don't really make sense when you speak. And also people like it when you go with the flow and go along with what they want. So my people-pleasing tendencies were on overdrive at this time. Naturally then, I was attracting people who wanted to have someone go along with whatever they wanted, not ask for much from them, listen to them and help them out whenever they needed it, and never disagree. So this was a recipe for developing friendships where I got used. And I'm talking big time here. I would go over to a friend's house and help her clean it to prep for a party that I wasn't invited to. I would do this because my self-talk was reminding me that this is what friends do. I would run errands for people, drive them places, be at their beck and call 24/7, and I would think nothing of it. I would completely overhaul my schedule to make it work around them. My inner people pleaser was hard at work in other areas of my life as well. I was overextended, to say the least, between picking up extra shifts at work as a nurse, playing piano for a ballet school, and teaching lots of piano students because I kept taking on more. I was also playing piano for a choir, making a fundraising CD with a choir to help them go on a trip. It was exhausting, but my inner voice, my self-talk was telling me that I had to do all these things, that people were counting on me, and it was more important for me to show compassion to others than it was to prioritize myself. I would cancel plans to go to the gym or eat something on the go rather than cook a healthy meal at home just to keep up with what I feel like I needed to do and who I thought I should be. My health suffered, my weight suffered, my happiness suffered, but then it all came down to the same problem. Honestly, I didn't feel worthy of putting myself first. A little while ago, I found a few journal pages that I had written at this time of my life, and reading them, I could not believe what I was saying to myself. And I have to tell you that at this point in my life, that would never fly. I don't let anyone speak to me like that or have those expectations of me, and I definitely do not put that kind of pressure on myself anymore. So what changed? What brought me out of this burnt out, exhausted, people-pleasing, low self-esteem, low self-worth, no self-love version of myself to the person I am today, who is loving life, enjoying my work, showing up for my friends and family in a way that they all still feel my loving support, but I have strong boundaries, both emotional, time-based, and energetic, so that I feel good about who I am and what I can achieve. So what changed my self-talk? To be honest, it was learning about Reiki, energy, and energy healing. I had been working as a registered nurse for many years, and then this one fateful night shift, I worked in the pediatric intensive care unit. I shared a desk with an absolutely incredible woman. It was around Halloween, and working in a kids hospital allows for some pretty fun accessories sometimes. And this woman took it and just ran with it. Halloween is her favorite time of year, and she had these fantastic scrubs with like spiders and witches and all kinds of different pumpkin cartoons all over it. There was glitter and like glow in the dark bits, and her hair was just covered in all these little clips with little Halloween characters everywhere. And it wasn't this fantastical Halloween night shift getup that drew me to her. It was that she was unapologetically herself. As she and I talked about all kinds of things, and she broached the subject of Reiki energy healing. She lent me a book that she had in this big, massive bag that she brought with her to every night shift, and she invited me over to have my cards read and to do a Reiki energy healing treatment on me. So fast forward a few years, I am also now a Reiki master teacher. I practice all kinds of holistic therapies with myself, my family, my clients, and I too show up as unapologetically myself because I know that I'm deep down in my soul worthy of love, both from myself and from others. On social media, on my podcast, blogs, videos, in person, you see who I am as I am. People that first got to know me online, when they get to meet me in person, I often hear, "You're exactly who I expected you to be," or "You sound the same in person as you do online. It feels like I've known you forever." I've spent years learning and perfecting how to heal negative self-talk, and this is what brought me out of that negative cycle of people-pleasing and burnt out, all-or-nothing thinking to the beautiful, empowered balance that I feel today. And don't get me wrong, I still have negative self-talk. The difference is now I'm aware of all of it and I know how to dismiss it. So imagine someone coming up to you and saying, "The sky is orange." Don't you know that? You look at them and say, "No, the sky is blue." And you dismiss that statement and think nothing of it because the sky is clearly blue. The same goes for me now when I hear unhelpful thought patterns. Now I know which ones will help me thrive and which ones are only going to weigh me down and prevent me from continuing to be the person that I am meant to be. So if you're suffering from a lot of negative self-talk, like anytime you want to go do something, you stop yourself and say, "Who am I to be doing this?" Or "Why would I consider doing it this way? That doesn't really make sense." Or you find yourself saying horrible things to yourself, calling yourself names, blaming others, judging others. You know that this is limiting your inner peace and happiness. And maybe it's affecting your health as well, like I said, how it did with me. But you are worthy of the time to do the things that are important to you. And you know that ending the cycle of negative talk is going to make a profound difference in the quality of your life. So let's get to that 5-step framework that I was talking about. Part number 1, identify your existing core beliefs and unwanted thought patterns. Number 2, remove yourself from these thoughts and see them as the objective observer. Number 3, heal the emotional and energetic wounds that create those negative thoughts. Number 4, reprogram your brain to follow your new desired thought patterns. Number 5, consciously create your new reality. Over the next 5 weeks right here on this channel, I'm going to break down each of those steps of the framework and give you real life examples of how this can work for you. Then then, starting at September 5th, 2019, I'm going to be hosting a free workshop series that will show you exactly how to apply this framework to your life. So you can break free from negative self-talk, you can reclaim your inner peace and happiness, and become the powerful, beautiful soul that you are meant to be. If you're interested in joining us for that free workshop series, then go to heatherthatcher.com/workshop to get your personal invitation. You can also follow me on social media for more information about this free workshop series, and you can find me on all social channels with the name @SelfTalkRemedy. I really hope you have a wonderful week, beautiful soul. See you next Tuesday when we'll be starting to get into the framework and how it works, and I will see you there. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this episode helpful, then please help me get the word out. Take a screenshot right now on your phone and share it to your Instagram stories or Facebook with your #1 takeaway from this episode. Don't forget to tag me in it too, @SelfTalkRemedy, for a chance for a shout out here on this channel. And you can also get an entry into our monthly draw to win some amazing prizes. At the end of every episode, I leave you with a mantra affirmation for the week. And so this week, the mantra that I have for you is this: it's okay to put myself first. I wish you all the peace, love, and light this week, beautiful soul. I will see you next Tuesday.